Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors book with confidence and book smarter. Tonight's training is all about how to market weddings. I'm going to walk you through creative ways to promote destination weddings, cruise weddings, and even honeymoons, so you can attract more couples and grow your bookings. If you're live here, go ahead and drop a hello in the chat so I know that you're with me. And if you're catching this on a replay, make sure you go ahead and comment hashtag replay so that I know that you stopped by. Now, while I'm removing all of this fancy stuff off of your screen here, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like this video. And on top of that, make sure you hit that bell so you get notified when I am going live. Now, like I said, tonight we're talking about how to market weddings. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. I love destination weddings, so if you are a fellow destination wedding lover, you are in the right place. Comment below. How many of you guys are actually interested in destination weddings? I just love them, and I feel like there's just so much included, and there's a lot of money potential. So one of my favorite things I learned how to do when I find a new niche is how to market them. So I've done a lot of research. I've been roughly running marketing for weddings now for roughly about 2 years. So I have a really good idea of what works, what doesn't work, and I wanted to put a training together to show you exactly that. So tonight we are going to learn about breaking down the market so that you guys understand what you really need to market and to hit the needs of clients. We're going to break down and understand the wedding niche itself. We're going to talk about what to market, the different types of marketing that work well with weddings, and of course, where to market. And if you stay to the end, I have a really cool example to kind of give you guys so that by the time you leave here, you have a rough idea of exactly what you need to market and maybe a few post examples to get started with. All right, so let's get down to business. Breaking down the market. So by breaking down the wedding market, it is essential for anyone looking to enter the wedding industry. Why? It's huge. It's absolutely huge. There's so many parts that go into a wedding, right? Whether a wedding planner, photographer, caterer, or any service provider, by segmenting the market, you can better target your audience, tailor your services, and meet their specific needs. Every wedding is different. This is nothing like booking a trip. This is completely way more detailed than booking a trip. So each client is going to have a different need, a different requirement, etc. And it's important that when we're marketing, we open it as possible to all different needs so we get an influx of clients. So let's first take the steps into breaking down the market for yourself. Now, for you to answer these questions for yourself, I'm just going to go in there and just talk about all the important factors that come in play when it's marketing a wedding. First, you have to identify your niche. I need you to be very specific on what kind of services you want to offer in the wedding industry. Consider your strengths. Maybe your group bookings are your strengths. Maybe you are actually really good at making invitations. I don't know. There's just so many different things that you can really do in the wedding industry that will make you different from every wedding planner, wedding advisor, whatever, travel. You want to be different from all of them. So I want you to find something that you're really comfortable when it comes to booking. If it's destination weddings, then just make it destination weddings. If it's local weddings, make it local. Now, you can advertise both, but the reason I say to kind of niche down is that it's really going to help stay consistent with the same content over and over and over. And that's what clients like. It's also going to really help you when you find something that really works because you're posting the same thing. You're already going to have it into play to post it again, right? So consider your strengths, interests, and expertise to decide your niche within the wedding industry. Next, demographic segmentation. So segment the market based on demographic factors like age, gender, income level, education, and location. Now, let me explain this. So what I mean by this is people who are older are not going to want to get like super partied up in their weddings, right? They might want to have like a more classic, like luxury. And then there's the younger generation that might want to have a bunch of friends and family. Like you have to really consider who you're hitting when you're marketing because certain people are going to pay attention to certain parts. Next, income level. If you're somebody who wants to show discounted trips, that's going to match their income level. If you're somebody who wants to show very luxurious weddings, that's going to match their income level, right? So consider who you are marketing to when you're doing that. And also, I want to tell you about weddings. people know that they're going to spend money. So do not sell yourself too cheap, because that's your commission that you're shorting, right? Education and location. I mean, honestly, education probably doesn't matter too much, but the location's really going to matter, because if they're interested in destination weddings, that's obviously going to play a part of them having to fly or whatever. And then, of course, maybe they want to do a local wedding. Maybe if you're interested in local weddings, this would play a factor for you, because you're not going to try to sit there and market weddings outside of your state if you want to book local weddings, right? That's when these certain things play into part. Next, psychographic segmentation, which is a really big word, but basically it means market based on personality, values, and lifestyles of the couples. If you want to market to LGBTQ plus couples, then your marketing needs to tailor that. You need to incorporate that somehow. If you want to market very traditional weddings, incorporate it. Non-traditional, incorporate it. See where I'm going with this? Religious, non-religious, eco-conscious, luxury, whatever you're going for, you need to really just kind of hit that over and over and over, because people, what they tend to do is they'll follow you and then they want to see your content multiple times. Hit the same part every time. Next, behavioral segmentation. So segment based on behavior and purchasing patterns. You're looking for people who have been engaged recently, or how long they've been engaged. That's going to play a part into really how long they're going to want to get married, right? If you find people that have been engaged for a long time, they're going to be closer on closing the wedding, more so than people who just get engaged. They're going to have a lot of time to book that wedding, right? So I like to consider that. Like if I hear somebody who's newly engaged and they want to start planning, a lot of the times they're just looking, okay? If you find somebody who's been engaged for a long time and they're ready to get booked married, those are good people, all right? So consider that. Wedding size. If they come to you with the huge, massive amount of people coming, well, they better come with a huge budget, because the more people that come, the more higher the cost is for the wedding. So always consider that, all right? Competitive analysis. Research the people around you. Research the people that are showing weddings and look what they're doing. And then I want you to go underneath it and look for a gap in the market. Look at what they're marketing, and then I want you to make yourself a little bit different. I'm going to give you an example. So here in Houston, there are not a lot of destination wedding planners at all. They might be where they're local destination weddings, but I'm different. I'm a travel advisor who is like on a global level. I'm not just sanctioned right to, Houston, but I hit everywhere. So I populate really well on Travel Leaders Network, because I am a travel advisor who plans weddings, right? That is kind of my specialty compared to most people. I can handle everything, and I make sure I tell them I handle everything. And that's a big deal for people who are planning weddings. Next, conduct surveys or interviews with potential customers, find out what made them come to you, find out what they're interested in, and then use market research data to fine tune your services and marketing strategies. One thing that I really like to do when I first started too is go to the wedding bridal expos and see what other people are doing. Yes, you would be surprised how unprepared these people are at wedding expos. So it's going to give you an advantage to kind of come back and do it yourself. But the first couple of them, just attend it. Just attend it. We get married, okay? We're just attending to learn before you actually go in there and start setting it up, so you have an idea of what you're going against, right? Next. Create buyer personas. Develop detailed buyer personas for your ideal customers. So if I'm marketing and this is the exact person that I want to buy my product, I'm going to market to that, right? That's what I mean. So whoever your ideal bride is and groom is, tailor to that when it's marketing. Lastly, marketing and promotion. Tailor your marketing and promotional effort to target specific segments you identified. Creating marketing campaigns, content, and advertising that resonate with each segment. Next, after you've established all of that, now you want to monitor what's working, what's not working, and then fix it as you go. Now, right now, that seems really silly, okay? You're hearing this and you're like, okay, all right, thanks, Ash. No, let me explain to you. So when it comes to marketing, you can't just go out there and be like, all right, here's a price for a wedding. Looks great. Go book it. That doesn't work for them. You have to tailor to certain things that they pay attention to. So let me give you some examples. Brides. What are brides thinking about? They're thinking about their wedding dresses. They're thinking about planning. They're thinking about themes. They're thinking about the pricing in general, right? But they don't know about all these resorts and how they have all these fancy packages. So we got to tell them about that. They don't know what's included in the packages. There's just so many different parts that you can market, right? But you have to take that and focus it on one specific type of persona, because there's so many different ways you can go with it, right? But you don't want to hit everybody. You want to hit the person that you actually want to buy your wedding services. So keep that in mind when you're marketing and as you're creating the content and how it's going to hit each segment. All right. So next, understanding the wedding niche. Long story short, you guys have to be able to identify and cater to specific needs, preferences, and demographics of a particular group of couples or individuals planning to get married. So you need to make sure you're attracting the right clientele for yourself. Parts to the wedding niche that you can technically go in and market: research and marketing analysis, demographics, interest in themes, cultural and religious factors, LGBTQ plus weddings, micro weddings and elopement, budget and do-it-yourself weddings, destination weddings, renewal of vows, mixed culture or fusion weddings. So these are just certain niches that you really can kind of deep dive in when it comes to weddings. Like micro weddings, literally an entire niche. Elopement, the entire niche right there, right? Research and marketing analysis. Now, when I put this, I mean this like, what are other brides doing? People love to read that. Okay? That could be a huge part of your niche right there. People love to see what other people are doing. Trends for 2025, right? That's what it is. Demographics. If it's pertaining to a very religious wedding, if it's non-religious, if it's fun, if it's light, whatever, that's who you want to pertain to. Interest in themes. Some people like themed weddings. That's the whole thing. Like I've seen Star Wars weddings, which I thought was a little crazy, but that just stuff like this, feel free to screenshot this, guys. Does any of this seem like it would be something that you guys would want to market? Does any of this seem interesting to you guys when it comes to marketing? I'm just genuinely curious because I can really deep dive on like wedding marketing, but I don't want to dive too deep and then like scary, you know? So let me know, like, what kind of weddings do you guys like to market? Like when you're seeing this and you're like, okay, this is what I want to choose. Let me know in the chat, like what is interesting to you, so then I can kind of further it like for next month and the month after, right? Now, what to market? So we have services, venues and locations, and photos and videos. Wedding court kind of specialized service that you offer is going to be great. Venues and locations. People don't know where they can get married. Tell them. Tell them where they can get married. Show them the packages and the prices. I have that at the end. I'll show it to you. Photos and videos of just wedding days and inspiration. Let's just say, different places you can get married, different venues you can have. I mean, there's just a lot of different possibilities there, right? But show them examples of how you work. Even if you haven't done a wedding yet, you need to still show them what kind of style that you have when it comes to planning. Now, is that what they're going to choose when they're planning? Absolutely not. But what it's going to do is, oh, okay, this person aligns with how I think about weddings. Okay, we're already building the connecting factor just by showing them what you can do as an advisor. Next, different types of weddings. You can showcase all wedding types that you want to specialize in. So if you want to special in a cruise wedding, you can also do destinations, right? But it needs to be on repeat. If that's what you're going to do, pick a couple, okay? Because we know destinations can include cruises, right? They can also include different destinations like Europe, Mexico, wherever. So include that, but make sure it's on repeat. Wedding packages and promos. There's a lot of resorts that have wedding packages built in. Not so much in Europe. It's harder to market in Europe because it's not going to give you detailed packages, but some resorts do there. So just check that out, okay? And if they have any promotions that you find, use that too. Customer testimonials and reviews. Once you start getting reviews on wedding planning, definitely incorporate that. It's going to help you boost getting more weddings. Where to market? So select the marketing channels that align with your target. Okay, I'm going to explain this to you. I've noticed a lot. I've been training for a while now. One thing that I see people do a lot is they want to get on like all the platforms and like market them all at one time. That is way too hard. The people who are actually successful at this stick to one platform and they market very, very well specifically on that platform. I suggest doing that for weddings. You're already marketing your travel everywhere. You need to have one specific, like just setup, whether you can do a couple if you want. But the reason I'm saying it is because you need to have a platform that's going to hit repeatedly, not just one time. So the key is to create a cohesive marketing strategy that includes both online and offline efforts to maximize your reach within the wedding industry. Honestly, I really like TikTok. TikTok is a great place to market weddings. Facebook is a sort of saturated, okay? They have a lot of Facebook wedding stuff on there. You can get involved in groups, but there's a lot of people in those groups, right? Instagram would be good for aesthetics, but I'm not too sure how much it would close a wedding. You would have to have some kind of Instagram basis to build that off of. But I really do feel like any place that can really do a video is where you want to be. If you already have a strong basis or you know how Instagram works, you would do great with motivational, inspirational, how do I say this? Like how to book weddings, different types of themes. Like it does really great for that. But TikTok is where I've gotten the most weddings booked from when it comes platform wise. TikTok is kind of a sweet spot because you guys can build an entire like faceless marketing wedding page without ever showing your face, and it would do great because people love weddings. That's it. Now, it's a very specific niche because not everybody's getting married. So just remember that you don't want to just, I would never suggest just doing weddings alone. Always keep your travel open too. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, have both. Don't just do weddings. You have to kind of open it a little bit because niches are only for people who are getting married. But if you're booking travel, those people can share that you do weddings. So you want to have both ways. Okay. Now, where to market? So you can really choose how you want to market. A lot of people are going to do great online because everybody's online. Bridal and wedding shows is a fantastic place to market because they have people that will do wedding planning, right? But they don't have the advisor side. So if you can get in on that, you'll do great. Wedding and magazine publications are wonderful once you kind of get established. Networking and partnerships are going to get you repeat clients. Like if you do like a BNI or some kind of, charter or whatever, if you do that with weddings, you would do great. Weddings forums and communities are a fantastic place to start. Just answer questions in those. You don't have to go in there and scream about how you're, a wedding travel advisor. That's great. No, just answer questions, then put your link in your bio so they can run back to it. Once they start noticing you, you become a top contributor, and that's how it kind of helps you get like expert in that, right? Community events. Anytime you guys can get used to the like setting up bridal shows and attending those events after a while, you'll find that, you're already there. Might as well do community events too. Look into that because there's always people getting married around those community events. So top marketing secret. So understanding your target needs and wants, differentiate your brand, build an engaging online presence, create high quality content, engage with your audience. Consistency is key. Be mobile friendly. Oh, I scream this because when I first started doing weddings, my website was not mobile friendly and it really kind of hurt me. So make sure your stuff works on your phone and on your laptop. Adapt to changing trends. Weddings are coming up now. Most people start getting engaged like from October to roughly about March is when people get engaged, and then they start planning their weddings. So this is kind of a good time to get everything set up so that when it starts developing into the seasons, you're already posting and they've already got you on the radar. Okay. Attend wedding expos. I suggest this even if you're not doing a booth, just so you can see what's out there. You will be able to find new things and new different opportunities. And if you want to do it as an expo, I always suggest doing like a voucher program as a book with me, get your honeymoon here deal. Or what I really, really like too, this is a good secret. You know how they give us all these packages? Like, I'm going to show you. Wait, I know, I'm skipping. You see this package here? Okay. They give us these packages a lot with different types of, this is by Ryu, but the different resorts. Putting packages like this into a binder and taking it to an expo, like as a vendor, fantastic. Highly recommend. Do that. They love that. It looks so professional and like the package is already put together so they can just scan and take a look at what they want and what you offer. It's so nice. Recommend. I do that. Works great. Okay. Now, before I continue. So those are just some top marketing secrets. I have a lot more that go towards the end, but you guys get a rough idea. There's a lot of ways you can target just different people in the wedding industry. You just have to be a little different from everybody else. So Different types of marketing. This is a great way to kind of encompass all clientele. So, of course, we have digital marketing. Wedding directories and listings are very popular in weddings. You can find a lot of wedding directories. Sometimes you have to pay for them, some of them are free, but normally you can just get added in there and then it will start listing you in your area. I really like those a lot. Referral marketing, offer a deal for referrals. The honeymoon voucher. That's what that is. If you can get a honeymoon voucher, every time they book a wedding, you give them a voucher for their honeymoon. Works great. Perfect. All right. Partner in collaborations. Work with other vendors to collab on weddings. If you know somebody who's a caterer, knows who somebody's a planner, get on that, because once they start planning stuff, they can go, oh yeah, let me reference you to this person. That's what a BNI is. That's what a chart is, right? Get into something like that too, because that'll help you get a lot of clientele. In-person marketing. Carry brochures, flyers, and cards to hand out. I have a sample of a brochure that you guys can do. Of course, I want you to make your own, but just to give you an idea of what you can put in it, I'll show you guys that in a minute. Print marketing is very effective. They like tangible things, and you want them to be left with something, like, so they can remember you. So consider that, okay? Consider getting some kind of print collateral. You can get it from vendors. They have a lot, like with Royal Caribbean, they have some print collateral you guys can do. A lot of the resorts, you can print out all of that stuff I showed you with the packages. All of these different resorts have these tough things. And then put it in a binder, put it in something so they can go in there and look at it and have copies if they want a copy of it. Put your information on it. There's a lot that you can do, okay? But print marketing is very popular in weddings. So, different types of print collateral, what I was saying. Here is an example of a brochure that I have. I know it's harder to see, but rough idea. It just has about us, okay? Keep going. Different certified specialists. We make sure everything, okay? Peaceful planning. Here's this. Here's how I encompass that I do LGBTQ plus weddings. Here's how I do cruise weddings. See how I did that? All right. Packages. So I have wedding package. This is my fee that I charge. It depends on of course, the package of how many people are getting married and how long and how much work. A lot of things go into it, but there's a starting range. We also have group travel coordinator. So any group travel that I'm booking, I charge a fee for that. Honeymoon and vow renewer, we charge a fee for that. Bachelor, bachelorette service, or girls trip package. These are all planning charges minus, well, actually, they're all planning charges. Yeah, pretty much. If I have to take a lot of time out of my day to do all this research, we're going to get paid for it. Our best package is a destination wedding, because that's what I certify in. Inquire, there's my website. There's a little sandals thing that they offer us, and there is my QR code. Now, this is what the front of it looks like. Okay, travel with Dash. Yeah. All right. So you guys can do brochures, flyers, business cards, vendor brochures, sample wedding packages, wedding catalogs, wedding magazines, table tents, printed portfolios. There's a lot. But these type of things people like to take with them and they remember them. So I recommend them. All right. So continuing. Now, go ahead and screenshot this. Okay. If you guys are looking to market on social media, I have a rough idea of what you guys can do when it comes to content. This is what I typically do when I'm marketing weddings. So I have a monthly offer for the honeymoon part with the voucher. Screenshot it. Next. Sample call to action. Always have a call to action on every post that you have. I suggest honestly making your own wedding inquiry form. This is really going to help you kind of, separate the travel from the wedding. Now, they're initially going to fill out your travel one, and if they do, send them this one or just ask the questions that are on here. But these questions are really, really important. So, first and last names of the couple, contact, phone number, what type of wedding you're interested in. These are the ones I book. Expected wedding date. Would you like the full package? Wedding, reception, music, or if you want to put certain things, put it in other. How many days would you like to plan for? Would you like your honeymoon as well? Like they can even put what they want. If you are if you are planning a destination wedding, what are the locations you're interested in? Local wedding, cruise wedding, budget, minimum to maximum for wedding. Will this be adults only? Estimated guest count? What type of wedding? If you want a training on this, comment below, because this is a whole training for me. Like, I know how to qualify wedding clients. If you want a training on this, comment below so I know what to do, okay? Are you guys interested in this stuff? Let me know. All right. What type of wedding experience? Are you prepared to secure your dream with the deposit? Yes, most important. And then, of course, lastly, how did you hear about me? And then any special requests, anything you don't want. And then Here, I'm certified through the Destination Wedding and Honeymoon Specialists Association. I paid like $200 to get certified through them, but I get to slap that everywhere, so it was worth it. Do you have to do that? Absolutely not. But I've been doing this for like almost 3 years when it comes to weddings, so it's a part of it. So this is my sample call to action. I put this on everything that I'm posting at the bottom so they can just go fill out the form. Makes it way easier. All right, tips that work. Posting on social media. My fave is TikTok. I already told you that. But packages, mock booking, services, wedding tips and topics do wonderful on social media. Going to those bridal shows and expos do great. Fam trips, where you guys can see where they get married. Okay, those resort fam trips will really help you with content if you want to go and get it physically. Networking and community events are also going to help you get the word out. Now, wedding website. Create some part of your wedding. And if you want to do a whole new website, I don't care, that's fine. But it has to be attractive for weddings. You have to have something. Try System.io. It's a free blog site. You have to pay for the domain, but it's a free blog site. It's a great place to start because blogs are going to really help circulate for weddings. Highly recommend it. Wedding and vendor directories are great to get you listed. Any kind of planning and group communities, I suggest joining those on Facebook. And then, of course, just testing the algorithm, what works, what doesn't, because it changes a lot, especially with weddings. Wedding trends change. See what's out there, test it, see what other people are doing, change it a little bit, and try it out. Right? And then, of course, referrals and word of mouth are going to be probably the best bet because you are going to know people that are already traveling, right? And then they know people that are getting married. So, tips that work. Those are that. All right. Now, one of the questions I always get asked is, how do you do a mock booking for your weddings? All right, let's go. Let me show you how I put these packages together so that you can go create them yourself. So, example mock booking. This is kind of old, but it's okay. This is just an example. I already did it, so I just left it in here. But first, what I do for my wedding packages is I like to go and grab an entire package from Vax. Sometimes I include the flights, sometimes I don't, but in this example, I did. So I would just put a roughly starting at price. I don't like to put like a full price. Sometimes it's rare. I just like to do starting to make it easier. But let's just say for this example, we already know everything. So American Airlines, we have them leaving and departing, and then they're going to the reuse Santa Fe. It does have some honeymoon exclusion and all-inclusive amenities, so that's very important. But it's basically like a whole entire week of them going to. Oh, this is leaving Houston and going to what? Yeah, it's leaving from Houston. Okay, that's fine. But Rio, Santa Fe, flights, hotel, transfer, all included for $3,400. We see that, right? This is for the bride and the groom. Next, what I like to do. Here is some examples of what I'll put inside the marketing package. So like this is all what it includes. This is good for honeymoons. So then you can book, but like the whole stay, whatever, and include part of it as their honeymoon. That's boom, right there. That's a whole package date, right? Next, I will also then take this package, for example. I just pulled this one. You can pull any of the packages. I will put in there what's included, basically extra person costs, ceremony. You see all this right here? But we're going to grab this price right here. This is a starting price, of course, but I'm giving them a rough idea. Next, how to get the price. So there's the package, right? Here's my fee, and here is $3,200 for the wedding package. We're going to include all of this together, and the total's $7,375.40. So $1,000 in instant commission, and then $637 for the room, not including the guests. So that's $1,600 that you can make off of a wedding right there. And that's not even including the group booking, etc. This is how I grab the prices. I make mock booking, I grab one of the resorts, I put them together, including my fee, drop the price. If you saw this, comment below. If you saw, all right, go get married in your room and your flights included for $7,300, you would want to do that, right? This is what I mean. Don't short yourself in commission, okay? Get the whole thing right there. That's it. That's how I do a lot of mock bookings. That's exactly how I sell them. So let me show you some examples now, shall I? Best destination wedding locations in 2024. Now, these are just some old videos that I have that work really well. They did very well in like these ones I'm showing you. So we're just basing it off of this. You're going to see FAFO weddings in there because I market FAFO weddings with my friend, and we also do my own travel with Ash. So I hit him on both sides. But these are just some good destination suggestions. Next one. Here's a question. Did you know destination weddings can be cheaper and less stressful than local weddings? This is a question to get engagement on. Now I'm giving them samples of destination weddings, estimated budget. That includes flights, hotels, whatever, but they're going to inquire, okay, what does this include? Now I'm telling them, this is just a sample wedding, 7-day resort, vacation protection, flights, transfers. This gets inquiries right here. This gets big inquiries. Sample vacations next. Ultimate destination weddings in Tulum, right? I don't want to show you guys all the details because that's kind of boring, but this one has a test drive your wedding. This has what? Complimentary package. I mean, there's a lot. Add-ons. I just basically go and just like take all of the stuff and then put it in here. I built all of these in Canva, mind you. Okay. Next one. What is your dream style wedding? Now, of course, all these videos have music in the background. I just want to say that for context, but I can't put music on YouTube or it flags me. So just imagine beautiful music behind this. But this is all Canva, guys. And they eat the stuff up here. I want to start this video over. Oh my God. All right. Here's what is your dream style wedding? This is a good way to get people to align with what you want. So I just picked very beautiful things in the background that I thought were pretty, and that's what we did. That's it. Okay. So these are just some sample posts. You guys take one of these posts and just create something like it. Whatever's easier for you, whatever gets you started. You have to slowly build up into it. So you could start with something like this, drop something like this, and then pull in one of these. Do it over and over, right? And this is how you're going to build into it. But all of this was made on Canva. And I just took pictures, posted videos. Do you want to learn how to do this? Comment below. Let me know. And I can teach you guys how to do that in a couple trainings as we go. All right. So, all right. That is all I have for you guys tonight. That was exciting. Yes. So you guys are going to be able to just get a rough idea of how to market weddings. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. But that's it. That's honestly how I start. And then I build into it and you get engagement. And people really like those videos. The ones with the pricing, they really like those. So if you can do a couple rough ideas like this and put it into a loop, you will start getting clientele in no time. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them now. I'm going to head back to my studio so I can look at all of your beautiful comments and questions. Make sure you hit the like on this video. I will be back tomorrow. Let's go look at the trainings for tomorrow because I don't even know off the top of my head. Tomorrow we're marketing something else. We're a marketing week here. Tomorrow we are going to do cruise wedding mastery. So that's where we will start. We're going to talk about marketing cruises. So make sure you visit me back tomorrow here at 5 PM PST so you can learn about that. Now, I do have something really cool I'm going to tell you. Listen, at the end of October, you don't see it here, right? There's no end of October. That's because I'm going to be doing 3 special trainings on how to market for the holidays at the end of the month. I'm also going to be doing it here, 5 p.m. PST, same thing, but there's a separate flyer for it that you will be seeing going around in Evolution. Make sure you guys attend that one because I'm going to tell you all about the holiday season and how to market it, how to get clients, and how to take it even further than just the holidays to get your booking set up for next month because we love when our we love for our next year to be planned out, right? So I'm going to teach you guys all about how to take those same people that are inquiring and set them up for the next year so you get bookings rolling in, all right? So make sure you guys join me on that at the end of the month, but I'll see you guys tomorrow for cruise marketing. I'm going to head over to my studio now, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them there.